Alrighty, welcome back. I'm clocking in, back on the job, baby. Let's go. Let's get this shit going. Got a new face cam. Shaved a little bit if you haven't noticed. Ooh, that jawline. Anyways, just saying. If you're new here, I like doing picks and predictions based on passion for the sport. I don't bet personally. Sometimes I get a little wacky. Don't gamble. I don't recommend you gamble. Don't take my picks as gambling advice. I am not your financial advisor, as some say. The great Hanato Moicano. Anyways, we all know he's the true champ. Anyways, let's get into the card breakdown. Now, I'm gonna just preface this. This card is dog shit. I'll be happy if I get more than one viewer, and that one viewer is probably fucking me watching this shit, because no one wants to watch this fight card. This fight card's shit. I don't blame anyone skipping this week. However, us UFC addicts, we inject this into our veins, and this is the slop we get to start off 2025. Not a great start, for the quarter of a century, all right? 2025, so it's a quarter year, or a quarter century year here we got going. But this shit's annoying. Anyways, let's get into the breakdowns. It sucks. This card does really suck, but I'm a UFC addict, as they say. Anyways, Nurulu Aliyev versus Joe Solecki. Yeah. Joe Solecki. This guy's a decent prospect, right? Can't remember. Grant Dawson whooped his ass. Drakkar Klose. Yeah, this is not looking good. Never mind. Joe Solecki is not as good as I thought. I thought Joe Solecki was a little better. Maybe I'm thinking of that Jim Miller performance. Yeah, might be it. Yeah. From memory, I think Joe Solecki is like a decent fighter. This guy's a debut. If you don't know, I don't fucking watch these no-name bums who are outside of the UFC. I'm looking at this card now, so I'm going... This is purely like... Oh, that name? Who's that guy? Oh, I remember watching him fight. That's what I'm going off here. Anyways, who the fuck is this guy? Is this the guy who bit someone? Was that him? Cancel Bell, cancel Mo. Afil Alves. Is this the guy who bit someone? Why is this, like, clicking? Why is this name, this record, this Tajik Eagle kind of ringing a bell from a bite mark? I don't think maybe I'm mixing him up with someone. Regardless, he's from the cliff, we'll say. He's from a cliff, not the cliff, I guess. He's from a cliff. So his grappling's probably going to be pretty good. I'm going to go with Aliyev, because for some reason they're going to let nut huggers just rise to the UFC. UFC wants nut huggers for some reason. I think it's the Saudi oil money. I think we all know it's the Saudi oil money. But, hey, Dana White's got to get paid, apparently. These small companies who, they're doing startup businesses. They just need the money, apparently, right? So, yeah, I think Aliyev's going to win. I think this could be a case where Solecki's probably actually up on striking numbers. Aliyev has a takedown. They go with Aliyev. So, if you want my prediction of who would actually win this fight, I think Solecki actually's got a good chance. I think Aliyev's probably just going to win on the scorecards, and I think it's just going to be like, oh, well, he did have a minute of control time there in round 5, and it's like, yeah, but Joe Solecki tripled his strikes in round 5, so I think it's going to be one of those weird situations. I'm going to guess for 29-28, probably just giving it to Aliyev. No split decision. We know what the judges are going for when it comes to these cliff dwellers, we'll say. Anyways, moving on, we have women. Fatima Klein versus Victoria Dudakova. Now, I think I have watched these women fight, but if you don't know, I do this really high-tech, advanced way. I know, like, we want picks, and like other people, they have like these pick doctors and everything like that. See, my advanced way for picking women fights are always the legendary flip a coin. Now we're gonna flip and see what we get. Oh shit, I should probably call it, huh? So left is gonna be heads, right is gonna be tails. So we're gonna flip again. Heads. I don't remember what I said. I think heads was left. Fuck, I can't remember. I'm gonna go with heads is left. Fatima Klein, 29-28, split decision, close fight. But these are, she's just younger. She's taller. Moving on to actual fights. Magomed God Asolov versus Bruno Lopez. Is this guy a debut? It is a debut. This guy a debut? This guy is not a debut. Brenson Ribeiro, eh? Oh, did he whoop his ass? Oh, no, that was, he did whoop his ass, though. Couldn't get the finish. Brenson Ribeiro is sick. Or sick. Shit. That's what I meant to say. Who's this Bruno Lopez guy? Let's just go on Topology, let's just see the Brazil, any fights here. Here we go. He lost to Brenson Ribeiro? Okay, so I don't like seeing that. I know that was probably like, regional scene, whatever the fuck you motherfuckers want to call it now. Didn't mean that personally. Just, came off the top of my head. But yeah, if you lose to Brenson Ribeiro, I'm just gonna be honest, I think you're probably one of the worst fighters. Maybe he got caught or something crazy and knocked down or whatever. Maybe he doesn't have a good... I don't care. If I see a loss on your record like Brenson Ribeiro, I'm not ever picking you to win a fight. That's just how it's going to be. So I'm going with Magomed. Cliff Dwellers, unite! Anyways, move on. We have Ernesta Karakate. Yeah, Karakate. I said that right. Versus Nicole. Alright, heads is left, tails is right. Heads. Alright, so we're going with Ernesta here. Ernesta, she's got less wins, she's the younger fighter, taller fighter as well. Like, can we really go wrong here? That reach advantage, wow, that reach advantage is actually insane. Holy fuck. Alright, I'm happy I landed on this woman. Anyways, Ernesta should win. It's women's MMA. Anything goes. I'm going with the 29-28 with Ernesta getting a knockdown, but being cut up near the end of it. Anyways, moving on, we have Preston Parsons versus Jacob Smith. Who the fuck is this? I was gonna say, I have not seen this guy. Why is that just Kamaru Usman's face? Am I Huh? Jacob Smith, ESPN. It's just Kamaru Usman's face. Is this guy Kamaru Usman? What the fuck? Anyways. I'm gonna go with Jacob Smith because he's a flawless prospect. Not gonna look at his record. Has the reach advantage. Doesn't have the height advantage. Probably doesn't really matter, let's be honest. Younger. And Preston Parsons sucks ass. There was a time where I was like, Preston Parsons can't be that bad, right? I think he just sucks. Oban Elliott, that was a close fight to be fair. Yeah, that was a close fight to be fair. I remember I thought Preston's won. Oban got it, but it is what it is. Matthew Samuelsberger is no one. Trevin Giles also sucks. So, as long as this Kamaru Usman lookalike is at all an actual professional fighter, I think he beats Preston Parsons. And at the end of the day, that's kind of what I think happens. Anyways, moving on, we have Thiago Moises versus Trey Ogden. I'm going with Thiago Moises. This guy's really good. I think his last performance, he just like... that's the one I saw. Losing to Ludovic Klein isn't even that bad, realistically, but he did kind of just get outworked. Ludovic Klein is really good. Benoit is also good. He kind of just... He either gets caught or he gets outworked. And that's kind of like really bad debuffs as a fighter. Like, you really don't want to be getting not consistently, but like regularly caught and then also getting outworked by unranked competition. But Trey Ogden kind of sucks, Beating Loic Radzibov, it is what it is. Very close fight. I think Thiago probably beats Loic. Loic kind of sucks. I think we saw his last performance and it wasn't that great. Kurt Holo, whoever the fuck. Sure, a draw, really. Nicolas Mata is pretty good. Ignacio Bahamondes, I don't think is really that great. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with Thiago Moises. I think Thiago Moises is actually very underrated. I think he is really good. I just think he's like gonna be that barrier to entry for unranked fighters, and I don't think Trey Ogden is like gonna be a ranked lightweight fighter. Just my personal opinion. Moises is also young as fuck still. That's kind of crazy to think about. This guy's been around for a little bit. Anyways, moving on, we have Marco Tulio versus Eor Fedoria. I want to go Eor so bad because us gingers gotta represent. Holy fuck, my hair's getting long, huh? Us gingers gotta represent here, but is this a debut? This is a debut. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to Eor Fedoria. You know what? He's been looking good. Yeah, kind of a rough decision against Cesar Almeida, but Cesar Almeida is just like a really good kickboxer. It's kind of hard to really beat Cesar Almeida at stand-up. And Eor kind of didn't really get the grappling going as much as I would have liked to. Cesar Almeida actually does have pretty decent takedown defense. I think a lot of people think kickboxers are just like ooga booga, they're dumb. They don't know anything on the ground. A lot of them do genuinely train like jiu-jitsu takedown defense and everything. It's only when grapplers, show up and they're supposed to be good at striking, and they gotta hang in the striking, like a Kron Gracie, that's where you get those shit performances. But, I think Cesar Almeida's good, Michel Pereira in round one's dangerous, in the first minute, I should say. But beating Bellato, I think, he lost to Bellato. Ooh. Yeah, we're gonna pretend I didn't say that. No, I do think he beats, like, the bums of the division. Bellato, he does kind of suck. Ulberg is good, to be fair, but he's not that good. I think Pretoria beats bums. I haven't seen this guy fight before. Marco Tulio. I'm going with Eor. Riding with my dogs. Anyways, moving on. We got Jose Johnson versus Felipe Bunes. Or Bunes. I think it's Bunes, though. Yeah, he lost to him. I'm going Jose Johnson. I think Jose Johnson's good. I think Jose Johnson's criminally underrated. I think a lot of people shit on my boy Jose. He's not the most active of fighters, but decent decision on Asio Almabayev. This fight was very close, People forget, man. Fight was pretty close, And I think Jose Johnson's just one of these guys who's, like, really good for, like, the unranked sort of tests. Like a Charles Johnson, like a, what's that fucking guy in flyweight? Is it Charles Johnson? Who's the other, fuck, I can't remember his name. Regardless, I do think he's not that bad, bitty Canadian, that's pretty good, it's pretty good. Damon Blackshear's not a bad loss. At the end of the day, he doesn't have bad losses, right? He does get finished. It is what it is. He might get outworked. It is what it is, right? Felipe Bunes got finished by Joshua Van. And I don't know, man. It's just like, I don't really see anything from Bunes here. I don't really see you're going to make it in flyweight, Jose Johnson can at least, like, I could see him making 15th. I can't see Felipe making 15th, right? So I'm going to go with Jose Johnson, younger fighter, taller fighter, has a better reach. Not really any reason to go against Jose Johnson here, in my opinion. I don't think Bunes is that good. I think Jose Johnson's got great takedown defense-ish, kind of. It kind of lacks sometimes. It's okay for flyweight, we got to remember this is flyweight. It's passable at flyweight. I think his takedowns aren't horrible, and I think his striking is pretty decent. So I'm going to Jose Johnson. I think he wins. I think he's a sleeper fighter. Anyways, moving on, we have Punahele versus Uros Medic. I think this is a no-brainer. I think everyone's going to go with Uros Medic just because Punahele kind of sucks. Punahele's just not that great, And is he getting old now? He's getting older. I mean, Uros Medic. I think Uros Medic isn't that great anymore. I think people have realized that. He's not as good as we thought he was just because he could finish the Dirty Bird. So I'm going to go with Uros Medic. I think it's probably going to be a 30-27 dominant decision. Or a dominant decision in terms of he won 3 rounds clear. But a close in terms of, like, every round's kind of like, okay, well, there's an argument. Punahele you know, he landed a little bit more in round 1 or something, but maybe he got cut up or dropped or something, right? So I think that's what's going to happen. Anyways, moving on, Christian Rodriguez, Austin Bashi. I'm going with C-Rod here. I'm going with Christian Rodriguez. I think Christian Rodriguez is good. He's young. He doesn't really have aspirations to become like a title challenger in terms of like the way he fights, because he's not really fighting for a finish. He kind of just fights to survive and then beats someone in the 3rd round in terms of like them gassing out or something. I don't mind the game plan. Young guy, beginning of the year. I think this guy's probably going to go in guns blazing, gas out, and we're going to see a classic C-Rod performance, where his opponent gasses out in rounds 1, pretty clearly wins round 1, and then Christian Rodriguez wins the 2nd and 3rd. I think that's probably what's going to happen here. Maybe even gets a finish, depending on how shit this guy is. Haven't seen him fight. I know he's got a submission win on the Contender Series. That's about it. And if he wants to grapple with C-Rod, I think C-Rod welcomes it. You know, he's grappled Raul Rosas Jr. He's grappled Isaac Dalsgarian, which I think is a good win. Yeah. Anyways, moving on, we have Chris Curtis versus Roman Gopulov. Now, I love both these men. I love both these men. Not in that way. You know, not in the John Jones way. I just love watching both these men. You know? I love watching them fight. I love watching them get their finishes and their, you know, they're working. But at the end of the day, Chris Curtis is aging. And he's aging much faster than his teammates, unfortunately. But I feel really bad because Chris Curtis arguably beat Brendan Allen. And I know a lot of people in this fight are going to be like, well, Roman Kopylov actually isn't that good. Fluffy beat his ass, blah, 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 blah. I think a lot of people are hopping off that Roman Kopylov train. I think Kopylov still has some of the best stand-up in the game. I don't think Chris Curtis is going to be smart enough to shoot takedowns. I think he might hug Kopylov against the fence. That's like the obvious play to beat Kopylov. And then like grind Kopylov down to the ground. I don't think Chris Curtis has it in him to like do that to Kopylov. Kopylov being slightly younger in terms of like an age difference here, you know, similar reach, but Kopylov is kind of higher. Ooh, this is a rough one, but I am gonna go Kopylov. I think Kopylov might get like a highlight KO here, just being real. I think Chris Curtis, I think he's due for a chinning, you know. I think it's time. You know, robberies have been over. It's time for Chris Curtis to get chinned, I think. I think he's going to go into this fight. There's not really any aura or anything going on beginning of the year. Chris Curtis has a tendency to not really go when it's time to go. You know, he doesn't really have that hunger in him to fight for a finish here. I don't see him doing anything to Kopylov that crazy, and I think Kopylov's probably going to get a highlight KO here. You know, I'm thinking like a spinning wheel kick. I'm thinking like a, you know, flying knee type situation. I think he's really going to get like his range found out in round 1. Round 2, he's probably going to get really comfortable after maybe getting taken down near the end of round 1. Chris Curtis maybe tries to shoot for a takedown. Kopylov finally learns how to deal with people shooting takedowns on him, goes for a flying knee or like a head kick or something related to the legs in terms of a finish here. That's what I think is going to happen. Anyways, moving on, we have Cesar Almeida, Abdul Razak Al Hassan. I'm going with Cesar Almeida. I mean, come on. Abdul Razak Al Hassan is like older than, I was going to say, never mind. I'm not. Anyways. Cesar Almeida is a really good kickboxer. Alright, I think we all know that. Grappling takedown, I think, is pretty decent. I know Abdul here is not bad himself. I do think he's actually not that bad. But you're getting submitted by Joe Pyfer. I don't like seeing that. Am I thinking Cesar might get a fucking submission here? No. But you're almost 40 years old. Cesar Almeida has a credited kickboxing background. Abdul Razak Al Hassan is just like on his way out. He's kind of cheating to get his wins now. It's like, you know. I think Cesar Almeida is going to be very quick to be like, oh, back of the head, ref, you know. And I think they're not going to let that slide beginning of the year. So, yeah, I'm thinking Cesar Almeida wins. I think he'll probably get a finish. Honestly, this might be like a round 1 or 3 situation. I could see round 1, it could just get finished because Abdul's just old. And I can see round 3, Abdul just fucking quitting and then getting finished because he knows he's not going to win. You know, maybe ground and pound TKO after Abdul tries to get a takedown. Cesar reverses it and then gets a nice ground and pound going. Anyways, moving on, we have Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Carlston Harris. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, this guy has fought. Callian Williams? Who? Jeremiah Wells. Yikes, man. Yikes. Oh, he beat Gooden. Ah, he beat Gooden. Gooden's a good striker. Gooden's a good striker. But Ponzinibbio's like not like doo-doo butter garbage. Some Salikov. Oh, he got knocked out by Kevin Holland. But so is a lot of people now. Fuck, man, this is hard. I'm gonna go with Carlson Harris. I think we might see a finish here. I think we might see like one of those out of nowhere KOs, you know, where he's just laid out flat. And I think that might happen with Ponzinibbio. I think he might get tagged a little too much. He's taken a lot of punishment in his career. You know, if Kevin Holland's finishing you, I think anyone's open to finishing you on the feet. I think Harris got this. I think Harris skill for skill is like better a little bit everywhere. He's got the talent, or not talent, sorry. He's got the reach advantage. So, yeah, I'm going with Carlson Harris. Is this a good co-main event? No. Is it dog shit? No. Or sorry, is it dog shit? Yeah. Am I depressed because of it? Maybe. But regardless, Mackenzie Dern, Amanda Hebos. I could not care. I'll be honest with you. I don't care if this is top 5. I don't care if this is fucking championship women fighting. I don't care. And we are going with Amanda Hebos. Now, I know these two fought before. Did Amanda win? Did Amanda Hebos win? Is that what happened? Lemos. Here it is. That was her first loss. Yeah. Sorry, Dern. You know, I'm going Hebos. You know, shout out to We Want Picks. I know Jacob's favorite woman is Amanda Hebos. We're going with Amanda Hebos. You know, not only does the coin say so, I think Mackenzie Dern is actually mid. Her striking is fucking atrocious. Like, actually hard to watch. Like, I know with the rest of these women, it's like, oh, 29-28. Mackenzie Dern's striking is, like, painful to watch. If I paid money to watch Mackenzie Dern fight, like, if I went to an event and it was like Mackenzie Dern, I think I would legitimately drink myself into fucking a coma after watching that performance against Andrade. That was wow. You know, and I mean, Amanda Hebos, to be fair, doesn't have a great chin. For women is like really bad, really bad. But I can trust that her striking is better than a 5-year-old toddler's striking. So, sorry Dern, I think you get smoked on the feet. Amanda Hebos is also Brazilian. I know Dern is as well. I don't really care. I'm going with Amanda Hebos. That's the picks. That's the main event for UFC Fight Night, whatever the fuck this is. Dern versus Hebos 2. God, it's a depressing one to start off the year, but, you know, it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, that's my picks and predictions. Made it all the way to the end of the video. I want to thank you for watching, and as always, I hope you have a good day.